back. Today we're going to be getting going on a project that's been on my list for a little while now. Way down on my list, but on the list nonetheless. We're going to be having a go at making our own bee vacuum. This vacuum is going to have interchangeable tubs, which you can suck the girls into and leave them for a few days, even up to a week if you want, until you can transplant them into a proper hive. Now, what we're going to need, nice and simple, a little bit of 90-45 offcuts, whatever, a few strips of something skinny. I've got some plywood strips here, ready to rock and roll. A couple more little offcuts for our doors. This is the cheapest option. This is just like a drain hose from Bunnings for your washing machine or whatever. It's about $10 for 10 meters. It does make a whistle sound. So you can, if you keep an eye out, you can pick up some vacuum hose, which is actually a spiral. Won't make as much noise, but this will do the job nicely. We're also going to need some screws. We're going to need some hole drilling implements, a couple of frames to use as a template. Just obviously our power tools got to be ready to go. We also need a nice, beautiful specimen of vacuum cleaner, something which has a power control. So it doesn't have to be pretty, but you want to be able to turn it down so that you're not just blasting the girls in there and giving them a hard time. And last but not least, we are going to need some tubs from Bunnings and some fly screen. So these are just your normal storage tubs. So all we do to start with, get our tubs and cut the centre out of them. So that's going to be the base where our fly screen is going to go, and what that's going to do is diffuse the suction. Okay, so we're going to turn these little fellas into some hive bodies ready to take some frames and some bees. So once you've got your base in, okay, we take our timber strips from earlier, alright, and we screw them in. These are going to be the rails for our hive frames to sit in. So you can see this side here I've done a double, and this one is a single. Whatever combination you need to get your frames to fit nicely, but keep in mind we want one side as close as possible and one side as far as possible, and I will get to that shortly. So once you've done that, set that aside, we can go ahead and paint them. Okay, these ones are clear. If you get black ones, probably don't have to, but just to keep you guys a little bit less stressed. And we will affix some fly screen down the middle there. So again, that's just going to keep them separated. Now, I've got a few of them. Keep one of them, exactly the same process so far, but one of them without rails. Okay, and I'll get to that one as well shortly. That's going to be our receiver for the vacuum, and that's the interchangeable part. Okay, so once we've painted them all up, once we've painted them all up and got the fly screen in and dried, alright, take your side, which has the thicker end, so the two inserts in my case. Alright, this is going to be an important bit. We get some screws. This is going to provide our intake gate for the bees, okay? So I've got two strips here, one is slightly larger, and you'll see why in a minute. I'm just going to fix the bottom one first. One screw, as high up on the body as you can. This side. Okay, so if you have a look in there so far, nice and simple. It's just a block screwed onto there. Part number two, very high tech. Okay, we are going to sit the next one over the top, like that, and screw in the opposite corner, all the way through both blocks. Okay, so this is going to be our door. This is our receiver for our hose. This is where the bees are going to come in, and that gap there is to allow as much space as possible when they do come in, so they're not backing against the frames very hard. Okay, so one gate, one receiver. Now I've just got to drill that out. Excuse me. Somewhere nice and centre that your gate's still going to open, but it's going to fit. That was a bit messy because I'm in a hurry, but you get the idea. So, little hole. Hole's closed off, you're ready to rock and roll. So when you got them open, your hose is going to go into there. Now, this particular hose, one end is going to be the hose, but it's actually got a little rubber grommet on this side. We're going to utilise that. So I'm just going to cut that bit off. Okay, set that aside for now. Get to that shortly. Alright, so obviously we're going to want this to be a push fit because we want to remove it between the different tubs. So to get it up to size, obviously that's a little bit too big on purpose. Get a bit of electrical tape. Alright. And we're going to build it up in a conical fashion. Okay. So a little bit at the top here, working up to a nice big fat wedge. So now when that pushes in, it's a fairly snug fit. But what we want to do, I want to actually introduce a little locking system which works on our gate. So little piece of metal, nothing fancy. So this is going to hug around the hose, and this is actually going to become a little lock tab. So when we're working, we don't accidentally yank it out of our bucket. Right, so wrap him around, fold your tab out, okay, and a little bit more of the electrical love. Right on. So you see what I've done there? I've got a conical shape at the beginning of the hose. I've got my little locking tab here. Alright, so what happens when we come over to here, we've got our hole to receive it. The conical shape takes the hole. Now we can twist that and lock it under our gate that we had before. Okay, so when I'm working away trying to scoop all them bees out of their nice little hidey hole, that's going to stay in a little bit stronger than just a push fit. Alright, and then when we're done, we can just take them off there and alright, ready for transport. And I have a lid. Once all your bees, with or without frames, you don't have to put the frames in. This is just, last year I found myself crazy busy with swarms and that, and I did not get time to rehome some of them instantly, and I found that it was making a mess in the containers that I had and trying to retransplant, and nobody wants that. So I'm hoping this year when I vacuum them into here, they got all the frames ready to go. When it's ready to transplant into a proper hive or a nuke or whatever I'm going to end up putting them in, frames ready to go, straight into the new one, alright? And for transport purposes, once you've vacuumed them all up, put your lid on. How's that, eh? Nice little transport box for your bees. You've got ventilation in the bottom. Alright, just obviously when you're travelling, don't sit it flat onto something which is not going to let them breathe. Sure you work that out, and they're nice and locked off. When you're ready to go, boom, that's their door now. Ready to rock and roll. Now, next step is making our vacuum receptacle. So, we've got our timbers. Alright, a little bit of TV magic. Oh, I've already made some here. Alright, so just put some up on end. This tub is only just sitting inside there. Alright, again, with the fly screen, and this was the one from earlier that I said don't put any hangers on because we're going to cut some of this out. This is going to sit our new tub in. So, first things first, we've got our nice vacuum base here. We're going to need to put our vacuum hose from the machine into it. So, just take my drill. And of course I got a flat battery, don't I? Come on. How's that for poor preparation and planning? Flat battery. Hole is drilled. Remember this little fella I took off before? I'm going to smack him on there. Okay, a little bit of this to hold him in. Same as before. And I'm actually going to glue this one. This one is going to stay on our vac base. So she goes in there. All of the other gaps are already siliconed and glued up. So I'm just going to add this one. Smack him all in there. Oh yeah. Nasty, nasty. Okay. So, Now we've got that, that little rubber socket is going to receive our vacuum hose every time we're going to go for a collection. So, vacuum hose fits beautifully inside that rubber. There we go. Now, here is our receiver and our hive. We're going to have a problem, aren't we? That needs to come out. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly cut this out. Tidy that all up later, but you get the idea. How's that, eh? Locks in, got your tub there, put with or without frames, lid goes on, bada bing bada boom. So where's our inlet? Yeah. Okay, hose goes in there. Get it there, isn't it? Might have to straighten that one out. There we go, we've got 10 meters of hose going into our box. Alright, once you've finished extracting your bees, simple as removing that, swinging your lid. Okay, removing your box, good to transport. How'd you like that one, huh? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to finish painting up, I'm going to make a few more of these receptacles so I can either, if I'm just doing a dump and run swarm collect, I can just take these boxes, dump my swarms in, walk away. If I'm doing a bit of a tricky one, I can vac them out. Everything's interchangeable. I can have as many tubs as I want with the one vacuum exchange. I don't have to customise any other hives to make them fit. Every single other one that I'm going to make is just going to dump right in. Alright, so hope you've enjoyed today. Keep watching, and we've got a few swarms to collect this year, so I will see you later. Strips of plywood or something similar.
Sorry about that.